Hi everyone, this is Trevor DeVore with Screen Steps, here with another screencast about Levure. And today I want to talk to you about a new Levure helper called Embeddable Views. This is a helper that I've been using in my own projects for a while, and I find it useful. So I've packaged it up and made it available through GitHub. Now what this helper does is it allows you to work on your user interface in smaller chunks, and also to share user interface elements in multiple stacks. So here's the idea. I'm using the Baker's Assistant plugin, which allows you to browse your Levure projects. And I have a stack here, a UI stack. You can see I've got the UI option selected in the menu. And I open up a stack, and you can see here I have a stack, and it has a number of different elements in it. And if we open it up, if we look at the card, you can see as I drill down that there's a number of different groups, and there's a bunch of so there's a lot of different controls. And as you get down to the share controls group, which is in this toolbar, you can see it says embedded next to it. And what that means is that control is an embedded view, and if I want to update it, then I can update the embedded view stack for share controls, and when I update that embeddable view, it automatically updates this group. And if this control happened to exist in a number of different stacks, they would all get updated. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to switch to my embeddable views list, and you can see I have a number of them in here. I'm going to scroll down. Here's one of the embeddable views. Okay, and so when I open this up, this is the view that's been inserted. So article editor toolbar actions has been inserted into this untitled stack you see back here. And if I look at how the controls are made up, they're just controls on a card. And so I can come in, and as I edit this, I can just select the controls, make any edits and changes I want. You can also see that this card, let's mouse over, you can see there's a behavior assigned to it. So that behavior, whatever behavior is assigned to the card, will get assigned to the embeddable view once it gets inserted. And so I can go through and I can make changes. So let's move this button over here, and then I will save. And so then what happens is Levure goes through and it makes updates to the stack behind it. Now in this case, I have a resize handler which is going to position that button. So making that change didn't visibly do anything. But what if I was to go in and change this text? Oh, that's a widget actually, so let's do this. Let's do editing version X. And I save that. You can see that it got updated in there. So you can see that there's two things that go on. One is that there's a script, there's that behavior script which handles the resizing of a control. And so when I moved this save and publish button, I didn't see the change because the resize control message in that group positioned it. But then you see when I changed the text in this, it automatically updated in that other stack. And so again, if I had used this particular embeddable view in multiple stacks, they would have all been updated and saved when I made that change. And so this is it's much easier to come in and edit a card and not worry about having to, if I come back to this UI stack, and if I can turn select group controls on if I want to make edits in here, but sometimes that can be problematic for the types of edits you want to do, or I could come in and I could select it and say edit group, and everything else disappears. I like being able to I like being able to just come in and edit the card in a lot of cases, and I find that simpler. And then also if you're sharing this control amongst multiple stacks, then obviously it's much simpler to edit in one place and have it be updated everywhere. So that's a brief introduction to embeddable views. I'll show you really quick how you can insert them. Let me just create a new stack here. I think that got put behind my palette. So here I have a new stack, and I can go to an embeddable view and I can click on any of them. So let's insert our toolbar here. So I can click on the action menu and say add the view to the current card, and that gets added. Script isn't going to work because there's no other handlers around it. So you can see as I resize this group, you know, the resize logic kicks in, it does what it needs to do. Now I can also insert an embeddable view into a group. So let me group these two objects together. So now if I have a group selected, then when let's do inspectors, I can say add view to current group. So I do that, and then it gets added to that current group. And if I go to OpenStax, it's going to be untitled 1. You can see that here's my main group, and the embeddable view is inserted into that. So it's really easy using the plugin to add these embeddable views to any stack that you need to, whether it's adding it at the card level or adding it to a group that you've selected. You can do that using this. You can't create new embeddable views from within here yet, but you can always, it's just a matter, they're like UI stacks. So if I was to, you can see that they're just folders. Embeddable views are just folders, and inside that folder there's a stack. And you know, this is just like a UI folder in Levure. So there you go. There's an introduction to embeddable views. I will have the URL in the notes below to get the helper. And you know, if you do use it and use it and try it out, I'd be interested to hear what you think.